So the question will always beg, cut back or increase income? What said you? Back in a minute. Hey, good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. I love helping people keep some more of their own hard earned money. And the question begged a little while back, a few weeks back. I took a poll, and it was about the second time, maybe even the third, in about a year and a half since using the community tab, where I asked my viewers, do you prefer to cut back on expenses, or would you prefer to increasing your income while earning your income? Shockingly, again, not shockingly in a way, shockingly, but not shockingly, it came back again. The same answers. The same answers was they prefer to cut back. You guys prefer to cut back. Okay. So honestly, someone was querying about this and making a suggestion that to not emphasize so much the cutting back, but emphasizing the increasing the income. Well, if you want to know exactly how I personally feel, I believe that both are valid. And I believe that both might be more valid at certain times more than other times. For example, if a person is in the position that, well, they're okay with their income, but they prefer to just be more conservative in their spending or cutting back. And they can do it not because of a poverty minded thinking, but because they can do it. Everybody listening is different. Everybody's situation is different. And that's the way we look at it. But the answer to the poll was, do you prefer to cut back or do you prefer to increase your income? The answer was cut back. Everybody's audience is different as well. Vast majority of my viewers and listeners are beyond age 55. Although, however, I do have some folks that are well below and they're interested in the channel. And thank you very much. And I think it's a good thing too, because to get a head start on frugality as a choice is a wonderful thing. So kudos. Just want to let you know that. Now, what can we do? So let's talk a little bit about today. We'll talk a little bit more about the cutting back, and then we'll talk a little bit more tomorrow about the increasing the income. So today we'll focus a little bit on the cutting back. So for the majority of the folks who really, really prefer to cut back, name some ways that you have cut back. That's number one. I'd like to ask you that and enter that if you can, if you don't mind, in the comments section below for others, because you may be inspiring other people to do these things and really, really helping others. And that's why it's great that we have a wonderful community. Okay, there you go. There are a lot of areas that we cut back that we just like kind of sort of forget about for whatever the reason. I'm not sure the reason, but we just sort of like, I don't know, out of maybe habit, we forget about. Even when it comes down to how the type of light bulbs, for example, that one uses, okay, or the type of gifts that one gives, or the type of gifts when you receive them, how you handle that, okay. And for those that are brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I do appreciate you stopping by. We do have a whole bunch of new subscribers since, let's say, even 1 month ago, and I welcome you to the channel. And just as a quick reminder, I'm going to digress a second. Monday through Friday is an audio show. I do come on camera at some point on the weekend. It's usually in the form of the Sunday afternoon chat. So I just thought I'd let you know that for those that might be interested. So what I did, getting back to the gift thing for a minute, I really structured. I'm so proud of how I handled it this past holiday season. The vast majority of my family and friends got their gifts well before December 1st, because I don't like to operate on the 11th hour. I am not an 11th hour shopper. I can't do that. I'm an early person. I'm a morning person. I guess by nature, I like to have things done ahead of time. Even a video, for example. I'm recording this video on a Monday, the Monday prior to the week that you're hearing this, because you will be hearing this on this We Can Do It Wednesday, March 1. And by the way, happy March. I love the name March because When I think of March, I start thinking of springtime. I don't know about you, but I like the sound of that. So let's get back to money saving ways and money keeping ways. And in my case with the gift giving, I had everything done ahead of time and I got thoughtful, well planned out, sent out gifts that really, really worked. And it is not the lazy way out to use gift cards, especially e gift cards. And if you give them to that person or persons a little bit earlier in the season, you're actually helping them decide whatever they want to do with their gift. Now, the good strategy with those gift cards is to accumulate them if you want to, okay, especially those e gift cards for that huge platform that virtually could buy like practically almost practically anything practically on that platform. So it is a wonderful thought. So that to me is a money keeper because if you receive those cards, it's money. People forget that those cards, it's not like an abstract thing. Oh, it's just a number. It's just an imaginary number. It has no value. No, it is money. A lot of people make this is why like with the digital things, sometimes people forget actual value of things because they've been bombarded with numbers, numbers, numbers. So a money keeping thing is to recognize that e-gift cards is a form of money. Just saying. All right. So by saving those and accruing them to get something a little better or a few things that you need is a smart strategy, for example buying certain lighting, certain bulbs that work in your favor is a money keeper. Another money keeper, keeping decorations from the year before. This is a way of cutting back so you don't have to repeat the item. Just here's where a problem lies. A lot of people, when they pack up their, let's say, holiday or Christmas decorations from the prior year, some people get totally lazy. And instead of packing it up nicely and properly, they get very lazy, very overwhelmed, or very tired. I get it. I understand it. And they toss out perfectly good decorations. Someone even mentioned this. I forgot on what channel it was, or a commenter somewhere mentioned this that they like to go scavenger hunting right after the Christmas holiday because they find like brand new decorations in people's trash that, for whatever the reason, that person refuses to, keep it. These are money keepers, making the most of, making the best of, keeping what you have, not repeat purchases of things you already have. And that brings me back to another money keeper. Very important. I've mentioned it. Steve Young on the Steve Young 74 channel. He mentioned this several times on his channel, and I fully agree. Take inventory before you go grocery store shopping, whether you go grocery store shopping in person or online. I mean, if you're okay with like certain duplications, that's fine because you want to do it. But if you really had rather had spent that money, repurposed that money for something else, then it could be considered like, oh no, like especially if you had 10 of those items. One day I was in a decluttering mode and I came across some of those like Brita, those Brita filters. I thought that I was finished. Wrong. I found an entire box unopened, which don't get me wrong, I love that kind of surprise. But I didn't have to buy another box because 10 lasts a very long time for me. So I'm just saying. So by looking around your home or apartment, by taking inventory, not just of the food items, but of the non-food items, check, do you have like way too many certain things and you're ordering more again? For what purpose? Not sure of. Okay, maybe you found a good sale or something. It's all unique to your situation, but these are ways to cut back. Do you use a lot of bottled water? Here's a good thing to do. I believe, yes, keep bottled water for sure in the event of an emergency. We never know when emergencies are going to happen, right? It's a matter of when, not a question of if. In general in life, even if it's, let's say, just, let's say like, oh, what do you call that? Those pipes, and those pipes leak out in the street, and then you have to keep, regular water in your house. You can't use it. So there you go. You can't use your tap water. You need to use the bottled water. So you never know when a water main breaks, okay, for example, out of nowhere. You have to be ready. You have to be ready. And by having those bottles of water ready, you're ahead of the game. But to drink constantly bottled water can be very, very expensive. That is why it really pays to have one of those simple pitchers. Simple pitchers, you buy the filters. Those filters last about 1 to 2 months, depending on your use. If you get a 10 pack, you're good for a whole year. I think this is a tremendous saving. Sit down and add up. Your life doesn't change. You're still getting cleaner water. Your life doesn't change. Just write down, how much you are going to save in a year's time. This is where it adds up. Okay, there you go. All right, so we'll talk more tomorrow about earning some income and side hustles and things of that nature. So, listen, you have a wonderful, fantastic day, and I hope to see you again real soon. Don't forget to do the following. Take good care now. Bye bye.